Hey son, picture a Saturday afternoon in 1954. The grass is cut too short. Your neighbor's sprinkler clicks across the lawn like a metronome. And somewhere down the block, someone's frying bacon at 2 in the afternoon. Because why not? This is America before seatbelts, before microwaves, before anyone worried about cholesterol or trans fats, or whether the tap water was fluoridated. This is the decade when a man could smoke in a hospital, when milk came in glass bottles left on your porch, and when the television was furniture. Tonight, we're sliding back into the 1950s, and I'm going to tell you what an ordinary day actually felt like. Not the Hollywood version, not the sock hops and soda fountains, the real thing. The linoleum floors, the heavy doors, the particular weight of a rotary phone. If you enjoy this kind of time travel, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. And hey, we're now on Spotify too, so check the link in the description if you want to fall asleep to this stuff on a loop. Also, drop a comment and let me know where you're listening from and what time it is. I'm always curious who's out there. Now here's what I want you to think about. What did breakfast sound like in 1953? What did the milkman actually do? How did people keep their food cold before everyone had a freezer? Did kids really walk to school alone at 6 years old? What did the air smell like on a Tuesday morning in July when the whole block was awake at the same time? And where did everyone actually go on Saturday night? It is 1956 now. The record player spins. A car hums past. The screen door slaps shut. And everything is about to make sense. Let's start with the milkman, not the myth. The actual man in the white uniform who pulled up to your house at 5:45 in the morning, 3 times a week, and left glass bottles on your porch while you were still asleep. His name was probably Frank or Bill or Ed. He worked for the dairy. He drove a truck that hummed like a refrigerator and rattled with glass. He knew your address, your order, and how many kids you had. He left whole milk in glass bottles with cardboard caps, heavy cream in the smaller bottles, butter sometimes, cottage cheese in wax containers. If your mother needed extra, she left a note in the empty bottle. He read it by flashlight. You never saw him. Nobody did. He came before dawn because milk spoiled fast, and he had 200 stops. By the time you woke up, the bottles were already sweating on your porch, the cardboard caps pushed up by frozen cream. In winter, the cream froze into a little tower that stuck out the top. Kids fought over who got to push it back down. The bottles were heavy, thicker than the glass in your windows. You rinsed them and left them on the porch for him to collect. He took them back to the dairy, washed them, filled them, and brought them back. Nothing was disposable. The system worked because it had to. If you forgot to bring the bottles in, the neighborhood cats knocked them over. If you left them in the sun, the milk turned. If you didn't pay your bill, the milkman stopped coming. It was simple. There was no grocery store milk aisle, no plastic jugs, no 2% or skim or lactose-free, just milk, cold, delivered. The milkman knew things. He knew if you were home. He knew when you went on vacation. He knew when someone got sick because the order changed. He saw your porch at dawn 3 times a week for years. In some neighborhoods, he also delivered eggs, bread, orange juice in glass bottles. He was a fixture, as regular as the sun. And then slowly, he wasn't. Supermarkets started stocking milk in the 1950s. Refrigerators got bigger. People started driving to the store. The cost of home delivery crept up. The dairies consolidated. And by the 1970s, the milkman was mostly gone. Not everywhere. Some towns kept him longer, but for most of America, he became a memory. Sitting here now, drinking milk from a plastic gallon jug that will outlive you in a landfill, it is hard to explain what it felt like to have the milkman. It was not just the milk. It was the reliability of it. The fact that someone was out there, before sunrise, making sure you had what you needed. He never knocked. He never woke you. He just left the bottles and moved on. And that was enough. It is 7 in the morning now. You're sitting at the kitchen table. The oilcloth is yellow with red flowers. The toaster is chrome and weighs about 8 pounds. Someone is frying eggs in a cast iron pan that has never been washed with soap. Your mother is at the stove. Your father is reading the front page of yesterday's paper. Your sister is late. Your brother is chewing with his mouth open. The radio is on low in the living room. Arthur Godfrey or Don McNeil or someone cheerful is talking to women about laundry. Breakfast is eggs, bacon, toast, maybe oatmeal if your mother is worried about something. The eggs are fried in the bacon grease. The toast is white bread, sliced thick, browned in the toaster, buttered while it's hot so the butter melts into the pores. No one is counting calories. No one has heard of cholesterol. You eat what is in front of you. The orange juice is squeezed, not from concentrate, squeezed, from actual oranges. Your mother stands at the counter with a glass reamer and twists the halves until the juice runs into a pitcher. It takes 6 oranges to fill 3 glasses. It is not sweet. It is sour and pulpy and bright, and you drink it because it is good for you. The coffee is percolating. You can hear it burbling on the stove. It smells like every morning you have ever had. Your father drinks it black. Your mother drinks it with cream from the top of the milk bottle. Nobody drinks coffee out of paper cups. Nobody takes it with them in the car. You sit down. You drink it. You leave. There are rules at the table. You do not start until everyone is seated. You do not reach. You do not complain. You do not leave food on your plate because there are starving children in Europe. You have heard this so many times it has lost all meaning. But you clean your plate anyway. The kitchen is small. The counters are metal-edged in chrome. The sink is porcelain with 2 basins and separate taps for hot and cold. The floor is linoleum, patterned to look like tile. The cabinets are painted wood, and the paint is chipped around the handles. The refrigerator is rounded like a car. The stove is white enamel with 4 burners and an oven that takes 20 minutes to heat. There is no dishwasher. Your mother washes the dishes by hand. Your sister dries. You are supposed to help, but you are eating too slowly on purpose, so you will miss dish duty. It does not work. Breakfast takes 20 minutes. No one is rushing. There is nowhere to be until 8:30. Your father leaves for work at 7:45. You leave for school at 8:15. Your mother will clean the kitchen, make the beds, and start the laundry. The day has a shape to it. Breakfast is the first piece. When you stand up from the table, your chair scrapes the linoleum. The sound is the same every morning. Your mother is already running water in the sink. Your father folds the newspaper and tucks it under his arm. The radio is still talking to no one. And outside, the sun is up now, and the whole neighborhood smells like bacon. Your telephone is black. It weighs as much as a bowling ball. It is attached to the wall in the hallway, and when someone calls, the entire house knows. The ringer is loud. Not polite, loud. A brass bell inside the casing that hammers when current flows through it. It sounds like an alarm. You can hear it from the backyard. You can hear it from the basement. If you are in the bathtub and the phone rings, you have a choice to make. There is no voicemail, no answering machine. If you are not home, the phone just rings until the person gives up. If you are home and you do not answer, they know you are ignoring them. The social contract is different. You are expected to answer. To make a call, you pick up the receiver. It is heavy. The handset is molded bakelite, smooth and cool. You hold it to your ear and wait for the dial tone. Then you dial, not press. Dial. You stick your finger in the hole above the number and pull the dial clockwise until it stops. Then you let go. The dial spins back. It clicks. Each number takes a full second. A phone number with a lot of nines and zeros takes 8 seconds to dial. You do not multitask. You stand there and dial. If you mess up, you have to start over. There is no delete, no redial. You hang up and try again. If someone calls while you are trying to call out, you get a busy signal. If you are on the phone and someone else tries to call you, they get a busy signal. One line, one conversation. That is it. Long distance is expensive. You do not call long distance unless someone is dead or getting married. When you do call, you watch the clock. The operator may interrupt to tell you your 3 minutes are up. You say your goodbyes quickly. You hang up. The phone bill comes at the end of the month, itemized. Your parents know exactly who you called and for how long. The phone book is thick as a dictionary. White pages for residences, yellow pages for businesses. You look people up by last name. If you do not know how to spell their name, you are stuck. If they just moved to town, they are not in the book yet. You have to call information. The operator looks it up for you. You write it down on the pad of paper that lives next to the phone. Every house has a phone table. A little table in the hallway, with a chair that is not comfortable. The phone sits on the table. The phone book goes underneath. The notepad and pencil go next to it. You sit in the chair when you talk. You do not walk around. The cord is coiled and stretches maybe 3 feet. If you try to walk to the kitchen while talking, the cord pulls taut and the receiver yanks out of your hand. There is no privacy. If you are on the phone, anyone walking through the hallway can hear you. Your mother listens from the kitchen. Your brother listens from the stairs. You learn to speak in code. You learn to keep it short. You learn that the phone is not for chatting. It is for information. And yet, when it rings, everyone stops. The conversation halts. Someone gets up to answer it. You never know who is calling. It could be your grandmother. It could be your father's boss. It could be the school nurse. The phone is a portal. It connects you to the outside world. And in 1956, the outside world does not come to you often. When it does, you answer. It is 8:15, and the kids are walking to school. Not driven, not supervised, just walking. 6-year-olds with metal lunchboxes shaped like barns. You leave the house. Your mother is at the door. She says, "Be careful, and be good, and be home by 3:30. She does not walk you to the corner. She does not watch you from the porch. She closes the door. You are on your own. The sidewalk is concrete, cracked in places, lifted by tree roots in others. You step over the cracks out of habit. You are wearing dungarees and a cotton shirt and sneakers that will be gray by lunchtime. Your lunchbox is metal with a thermos inside. The thermos is glass, wrapped in a metal shell, and it will break if you drop it. You have already broken 2 this year. You walk with the same kids every day. The route does not change. You take the sidewalk to the corner. You cross at the crossing guard. You walk 3 more blocks. You cross again. The school is on the left. The whole trip takes 12 minutes. There are no parents. The crossing guard is a teenager with a red vest and a stop sign. She holds up the sign. The cars stop. You cross. That is it. No one holds your hand. No one walks you to the classroom. You are 7 years old, and this is what 7-year-olds do. The lunchbox swings at your side. It has a cartoon character on it, Roy Rogers or Hopalong Cassidy or Superman. Inside is a sandwich wrapped in waxed paper. peanut butter and jelly, or bologna, or egg salad, a piece of fruit, a cookie if you are lucky. The thermos has milk, whole milk. It will be warm by lunchtime, but you will drink it anyway. You talk while you walk, about nothing, about the test, about the new kid, about the dog that chased you yesterday. You kick rocks. You drag sticks along fences. You are not in a hurry. School starts at 8:45. You will be there at 8:35. Early is on time. On time is late. There are no cell phones. Your mother cannot call you. You cannot call her. If something happens, you figure it out. If you fall and scrape your knee, you get up. If you forget your lunch, you go hungry. If you miss the crossing guard, you wait for the next gap in traffic and you cross. You are responsible for yourself. The school is red brick, 2 stories, a playground with swings and a slide, and a merry-go-round that spins fast enough to throw you off. The front door is open. You walk in. The hallway smells like floor wax and wet wool and pencil shavings. You go to your classroom. You hang your coat on a hook. You put your lunchbox on the shelf. You sit at your desk. The bell rings. School starts. And after school, you walk home the same way. Alone or with friends. No one picks you up. No one is waiting at the curb. You walk home, and your mother is there when you arrive. She asks how your day was. You say fine. You go outside to play. The day continues. This is not neglect. This is normal. Kids walk to school. They walk home. They walk to the park. They walk to the store. They are not supervised every second. They are not tracked. They are trusted to know the route, to look both ways, to come home when the streetlights come on. And they do. Your refrigerator is not a refrigerator. It is an icebox. And once a week, the iceman delivers a 50-pound block of ice that you slide into the top compartment. The icebox is wood, oak or maple, or something heavy and dark. The outside is cabinet quality. The inside is lined with zinc or tin. There are 2 compartments. The top one holds the ice. The bottom one holds the food. Cold air sinks. That is the whole system. The ice comes from the ice house, a warehouse downtown where they cut blocks from lakes in winter and store them in sawdust. Or they make it in a freezing plant with ammonia coils. Either way, it is ice. Big blocks of it. Clear as glass. Heavy as stone. The iceman drives a truck. He wears a leather apron and leather gloves and carries the ice with iron tongs. He hoists the block onto his shoulder, walks up your porch steps, comes into your kitchen, opens the icebox, and slides the ice into the top compartment. Water drips on the floor. He does not apologize. He leaves. You tip him a quarter. The ice lasts about 4 days, maybe 5 if the weather's cool, maybe 3 if it is July. You put a card in the window to tell the iceman how much you need. 25 pounds, 50 pounds, 75. He looks at the card as he drives by. If there is no card, he keeps driving. The bottom compartment of the icebox stays cold. Not frozen, cold. Milk lasts 2 days. Meat lasts 1, maybe 2 if you are lucky. Butter softens. Eggs are fine. Vegetables wilt. You do not store leftovers for long. You eat them the next day, or you throw them out. There is a drip pan under the icebox. As the ice melts, water drips into the pan. You have to empty the pan every day. If you forget, it overflows. Water spreads across the kitchen floor. Your mother is not happy. You do not forget twice. Before the icebox, there was the cellar. Cool and dark. You stored root vegetables down there. Potatoes, onions, carrots, apples in barrels, salted meat, pickles in crocks. But milk spoiled in hours. Meat turned. You bought what you needed and you used it that day. The icebox is an improvement, not a perfect one. Ice is expensive. Delivery is unreliable. In summer, the ice melts faster. In winter, you barely need it. The whole system is a pain. But it keeps your milk cold. It keeps your butter from melting. It is better than nothing. By the early 1950s, electric refrigerators are becoming common. They are expensive. $200, $300, more than a month's salary. But they work. They do not drip. They do not require delivery. You plug them in and they stay cold. The freezer compartment is small, but it is cold enough to make ice cubes and store a few things. Families upgrade when they can. The icebox goes to the basement or the back porch. Some people keep using it for years. Some people never switch. But slowly, the Iceman stops coming. The ice house closes. The blocks of ice disappear. And the kitchen gets quieter. No more dripping. No more weekly visits. Just the hum of the compressor and the cold, steady presence of the electric refrigerator. But in 1954, you still have the icebox. You still empty the drip pan. You still put the card in the window. And on Tuesday mornings, you still hear the truck pull up, the heavy footsteps on the porch, and the scrape of ice sliding into place. Monday is laundry day. Not laundry time. Laundry day. It takes all morning and half the afternoon, and the entire house smells like wet cotton and ivory soap. Your mother starts early, before breakfast. She fills the washing machine with water from the sink using a hose. The machine is not automatic. It is a tub with an agitator. She adds soap. Flakes. Not liquid. She scoops them from a box and sprinkles them into the hot water. They dissolve slowly. She sorts the laundry into piles. Whites, colors, delicates, heavily soiled. Each pile gets its own wash. She loads the whites first. Sheets, towels, undershirts. She closes the lid. The agitator starts. It churns back and forth. The sound is rhythmic, loud. You can hear it from upstairs. After 10 minutes, she stops the machine. She fishes out each piece with a wooden stick. She feeds it through the wringer. 2 rollers at the top of the machine that squeeze the water out. The fabric comes out flat and damp. She drops it into a basket. If she is not careful, the wringer catches her fingers. It has happened before. She is careful. She drains the wash water into the sink. She refills the tub with clean water. She rinses the clothes. Same process. Agitate, wring, drain. Rinse again if they are still soapy. Wring again. By the time the whites are done, an hour has passed. Then she does the colors. Then the delicates. Then the heavily soiled. Each load takes an hour. By noon, she has been washing for 4 hours. Her hands are red. Her back hurts. The kitchen floor is wet. Next comes the drying. If the weather is good, she hangs the laundry outside. Clotheslines stretch between 2 poles in the backyard. She pins each piece with wooden clothespins. Sheets first. They take longest to dry. Then towels. Then shirts. Then everything else. The line sags under the weight. The laundry flaps in the wind. It smells like sun and grass and fresh air. If the weather is bad, she hangs the laundry in the basement. Lines strung between the floor joists. The basement smells damp. The clothes dry slowly. They come out stiff. By mid-afternoon, the laundry is dry. She brings it in. She folds it. Sheets, towels, clothes. Everything folded and stacked. Then she irons. Not everything, but most things. Shirts, dresses, pillowcases. The iron is heavy. Cast iron. Heated on the stove. She tests it with a wet finger. If it sizzles, it is ready. She presses each piece flat. She folds it. She stacks it. By late afternoon, the laundry is done. Clean, dry, folded, put away. The washing machine is drained and wiped down. The clothesline is empty. The iron is cooling on the stove. Your mother is exhausted. This happens every Monday, every single Monday. There is no laundromat, no dryer, no permanent press, no wrinkle-free, just labor. Hours and hours of labor. And it is not just your mother, it is every mother, every Monday. The whole neighborhood is doing laundry. The clotheslines are full. The washing machines are churning. The smell of soap drifts from house to house. Monday is laundry day. Everyone knows it. No one questions it. You take it for granted. The clean sheets on your bed, the folded clothes in your drawer, the smell of sun-dried cotton. You do not think about the hours. You do not think about the wringer. You do not think about your mother standing in the kitchen, wringing out towels, her hands raw from soap and water. But she does it, every Monday, without complaint. Because this is what Monday is. Downtown is 3 blocks of sidewalk with awnings. There is a 5 and dime store. You can buy thread, a hammer, candy, a goldfish, and a pair of socks, all in the same aisle. The store is called Woolworth's or Kresge's or McCrory's or some other name that means nothing now. The front window is crowded with merchandise, toys, dishes, pots. A hand-lettered sign advertises the week's special. Today it is pillowcases, 3 for $1. You push open the door. A bell rings. The floor is wood, worn smooth in the aisles. The ceiling is pressed tin. The lights are bare bulbs in metal shades. The air smells like popcorn and floor wax and something chemical you cannot name. There are aisles, long, narrow aisles, shelves on both sides, no signs, no categories, just things. Pots next to toys, fabric next to fishing line. You wander until you find what you need. Or you ask. The counter girl knows where everything is. You are here for a spool of thread. Your mother sent you. She gave you a quarter and a scrap of fabric to match the color. You find the thread aisle. There are 100 spools. You hold the fabric up to each one until you find the closest match. You take the spool to the counter. The counter is wood, tall. The girl behind it is 16. She wears a smock. She takes your spool and writes the price on a slip of paper. 12 cents. She puts the slip and the spool in a small metal cylinder. She puts the cylinder in a pneumatic tube. She pulls a lever. The cylinder shoots up through the tube with a whoosh. It disappears into the ceiling. Somewhere upstairs, in a little office, a cashier opens the cylinder. She reads the slip. She takes 12 cents from your quarter. She puts the change and a receipt in the cylinder. She sends it back. The cylinder drops down the tube. The counter girl opens it. She hands you the spool, the receipt, and 13 cents. You leave. The pneumatic tube is magic. Every time. You do not understand how it works. You do not care. You just know that your money goes up and your change comes down. And somewhere in the ceiling, someone is handling every transaction in the store. You pass the candy counter on your way out. Rows of glass jars filled with candy, gumdrops, lemon drops, licorice whips, candy corn, root beer barrels. You can buy them individually, a penny each. The counter girl scoops them into a small paper bag. You can watch her count. There is a soda fountain at the back. A long counter with stools. A man in a white paper hat. You can get a Coke or a sundae or a grilled cheese. The Coke is 5 cents. The sundae is 15. You sit at the counter and the man makes it in front of you. Ice cream from a metal tub. Syrup from a pump. Whipped cream from a can. A cherry on top. He slides it across the counter. You eat it with a long spoon. The 5 and dime is not fancy. It is not organized. It is not efficient. But it has everything. Your mother can buy a pot. Your father can buy a wrench. Your sister can buy a hair ribbon. And you can buy a goldfish in a bag. All in one trip. The store is always busy. Women shopping. Kids looking. salesgirls restocking, the pneumatic tubes whooshing overhead, the smell of popcorn drifting from the front, the bell ringing every time the door opens. By the 1970s, the five and dimes are dying, killed by malls and Kmarts and specialty stores. The pneumatic tubes are ripped out. The soda fountains are closed. The wooden floors are covered with linoleum. The stores become discount stores. Then they close. But in 1955, the five and dime is the center of downtown. It is where you go when you need something, anything, and you always find it, somewhere, in some aisle, next to something completely unrelated. And that is the point. The drugstore has a soda fountain, not a vending machine, a fountain, with a counterman who knows your name and makes your Coca-Cola with syrup from a pump. The drugstore is on Main Street, between the bank and the barber. The front half is pharmacy, shelves of medicine, a pharmacist in a white coat, a counter with a cash register. The back half is the fountain. That is where you go. The fountain has a marble counter, 20 feet long, stools bolted to the floor, red vinyl tops, chrome bases. They spin. You climb onto a stool and spin yourself around until the counterman tells you to stop. The counterman is thin and 60 and has worked here since 1928. His name is Mr. Perkins or Mr. Shaw or Mr. Something. You call him Mr. He calls you by your last name. He knows your father. He probably went to school with your grandfather. Behind the counter is the fountain, not a machine, a fountain, marble, chrome, mirrors, pumps for syrup, a dozen flavors, cherry, vanilla chocolate, lime, orange, lemon, root beer, sarsaparilla. Each pump has a label. Each pump dispenses exactly 1 ounce. To make a Coke, Mr. Perkins takes a glass, tall, fluted. He fills it with ice from a bin. He presses the glass under the Coca-Cola syrup pump. 1 pump, 2 pumps. He moves the glass to the carbonated water tap. He pulls the handle. The water fizzes into the glass. He stirs it with a long spoon. He slides it across the counter. You drink it through a paper straw. It is not the same as a Coke from a bottle. It is better. The syrup is fresh. The carbonation is sharp. The ice is cold. You can taste the difference. You can also order a phosphate. That is syrup, carbonated water, and a splash of phosphoric acid. It is sour and sweet and fizzy. You can order it in any flavor. Cherry phosphate, lemon phosphate, vanilla phosphate. It costs a nickel. Or you can order a sundae. Mr. Perkins scoops ice cream from a metal tub. 3 scoops, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. He ladles hot fudge over the top. The fudge is warm. It melts the ice cream. He adds whipped cream from a metal canister. He pumps the handle. The cream piles up. He adds a cherry. He hands you a long spoon. The sundae costs 15 cents. It takes 10 minutes to eat. You sit at the counter and eat slowly. Mr. Perkins wipes down the counter. He makes drinks for other people. He talks to the regulars. He ignores the kids who are spinning on the stools. There are wire racks on the counter. Newspapers, magazines, comic books. You can read while you eat. No one stops you. As long as you buy something, you can sit there as long as you want. The fountain is also where you go after school. You and your friends. You pool your money. You buy 1 Coke and 4 straws. You sit at the counter and share it. Mr. Perkins knows what you are doing. He does not care. You are customers. You bought something. You can stay. On Saturdays, the fountain is full. Kids, teenagers, mothers with toddlers, old men reading the paper, everyone sitting at the counter, everyone drinking something. The sound is spoons on glass, ice clinking, the hiss of carbonated water, the low hum of conversation. The fountain is also where you go on a date. If you are 16, you take a girl. You buy her a sundae. You buy yourself a Coke. You sit next to each other at the counter. You talk, or you do not talk. You just sit there, eating ice cream, drinking Coke, and that is enough. By the 1960s, the fountains start to close. The drugstores remodel. They take out the marble counters. They take out the stools. They put in shelves, more products, more profit per square foot. The fountains do not make money. They take up space. They require a counterman. They are slow. They are inefficient. They are gone. But in 1954, the fountain is still there. And on a hot afternoon in July, there is no better place to be. Saturday afternoon, and the movie theater is full of kids. 25 cents gets you a double feature, a cartoon, a newsreel, and all the noise you can make. The theater is downtown. The Palace, or the Rialto, or the Gem. The marquee is bulbs and metal. The name of the movie is spelled out in black letters on a white background. This week it is a cowboy picture. Roy Rogers or Gene Autry or someone in a white hat. You walk to the theater. You and 6 other kids. You each have a quarter. You buy your ticket at the booth. The woman in the booth is old and bored and does not look at you. She tears the ticket in half. She hands you one half. She keeps the other. You go inside. The lobby smells like popcorn and carpet and something sweet you cannot name. The floor is tile. The walls are red velvet. There are posters for coming attractions. Next week is a monster picture. The week after is a musical. You do not care. You are here for the cowboy. You buy popcorn, 10 cents for a bag. It is warm and buttery, and you start eating it before you get to your seat. You buy candy, dots or milk duds or jujubes, 5 cents. You buy a drink, Coke or root beer, 10 cents. You are out of money. You go find a seat. The theater is dark. The screen is huge, bigger than your living room wall. The seats are plush, red or green. They fold up when you stand. You sit in the middle, not the front, not the back, the middle. You put your feet on the seat in front of you. No one stops you. The lights dim. The curtain opens. The newsreel starts. World events. The president. A parade. A fire. A baseball game. It is black and white and narrated by a man with a deep voice. You do not care. You eat your popcorn. Then the cartoon. Bugs Bunny or Tom and Jerry or Woody Woodpecker. The kids laugh. The cartoon is loud. The colors are bright. It lasts 7 minutes. Then it ends. Then the first feature. A cowboy picture. The hero wears a white hat. The villain wears a black hat. There is a girl. There is a horse. There is a shootout. The kids cheer when the hero wins. The kids boo when the villain appears. You are allowed to make noise. That is the point. Halfway through the movie, you finish your popcorn. You go to the lobby. You buy more. You come back. You have missed 5 minutes. You do not care. You know what happened. The hero is still winning. Then the second feature, another cowboy picture, or a jungle picture, or a monster picture. It does not matter. It is more the same. Action, adventure, good guys, bad guys. Someone wins. Someone loses. The end. The movie lasts 3 hours. When it is over, you walk out into the sunlight. It is blinding. You cannot see. You stand on the sidewalk blinking. Your friends are blinking. You talk about the movie. You argue about who was the best fighter. You reenact the shootout. You do not go home. You go to the park. You play cowboys. You are the hero. Your friend is the villain. You shoot each other with stick guns. You die dramatically. You get up. You do it again. The Saturday matinee is not just a movie. It is freedom. For 3 hours, you are not home. You are not supervised. You are in the dark with 100 other kids, eating candy and making noise and watching heroes win. Your parents do not come with you. They drop you off or you walk. They do not ask what you saw. They do not worry. You are at the movies. You are safe. By the 1970s, the matinee is dying. Television is free. The theaters are old. The neighborhoods are changing. The kids stop coming. The theaters close or turn into adult theaters or get torn down. The Saturday matinee becomes a memory. But in 1956, it is still there. Every Saturday, a quarter, 3 hours, in a world where good always wins. Sunday morning, everyone is in church. Not most people. Everyone. And you are wearing clothes that are not comfortable and shoes that pinch. You wake up early, earlier than a school day. Your mother comes into your room and tells you to get dressed. Not your regular clothes, your church clothes, your good clothes, the clothes that itch. For boys, it is slacks and a button-up shirt, a tie if you are old enough, a jacket if it is cold. The slacks are wool. They are stiff. They make your legs sweat. The shirt is starched. The collar is tight. The tie is a clip-on. Your father helps you put it on. He straightens it. He tells you not to mess with it. For girls, it is a dress, Mary Jane's. White socks with lace. The dress is cotton or taffeta. It has a bow in the back. It is the dress you wore for Easter or your cousin's wedding or the last time someone got married or died. You wear it every Sunday. You hate it. Your hair is combed. For boys, slicked back with Brill cream. For girls, braided or curled. Your mother spits on a tissue and wipes your face. You protest. She does it anyway. You are clean. You are presentable. You are ready. You eat a small breakfast, toast, maybe an egg. You cannot take communion on a full stomach. That is the rule. You do not understand the rule. You are hungry. You eat your toast. You go to church. The church is 2 blocks away. You walk. The whole family. Your father in a suit. Your mother in a dress and hat. Your sister in her dress. Your brother in his slacks. You in your itchy wool pants. You walk down the sidewalk. You pass other families, also walking to church, also dressed up. Everyone is going to the same place. The church is white, or brick, or stone. It has a steeple. It has a bell. The bell rings as you approach. It rings every Sunday. You can hear it from your house. The bell tells you it is time. You walk up the steps. You go inside. The vestibule smells like candle wax and old hymnals. You take a bulletin from the usher. He is old and serious and wears a dark suit. He nods at your father. He smiles at your mother. He does not look at you. You walk into the sanctuary. The pews are wood, dark and polished. They are hard. You will sit on them for an hour. You slide into a pew. Your family fills the row. Your father on the end. Your mother next to him. Your sister. Your brother. You. You are sandwiched in. You cannot leave. The organ plays. The choir processes. The pastor enters. Everyone stands. You sing a hymn. The words are in the hymnal. You do not know the tune. You mouth the words. Your mother sings. Your father does not. Everyone sits. The service is long. There are readings. There are prayers. There is a sermon. The pastor talks. You do not listen. You look at the stained glass windows. You count the ceiling tiles. You swing your legs. Your mother puts her hand on your knee. You stop. You are supposed to be paying attention. You are supposed to be learning about God and sin and salvation. You are 7. You do not understand. You are bored. You are uncomfortable. Your pants itch. Your shoes pinch. You want to go home. The sermon ends. There is more singing, more standing, more sitting, then communion. The adults go forward. You stay in the pew. You are not old enough. You watch them kneel at the rail. You watch them take the bread and the wine. You do not understand what it means. You just know you are hungry. Finally, it ends. The organ plays. Everyone stands. The pastor processes out. You are dismissed. You file out of the pew. You walk down the aisle. You shake the pastor's hand at the door. He smiles. He says something kind. You nod. You leave. Outside, the adults stand on the steps. They talk. They shake hands. They make plans for the week. The kids run to the lawn. You pull at your tie. You loosen your collar. You are still not allowed to take anything off. Not until you get home. Sunday is church day. That is the rule. You go to church. You wear your good clothes. You sit still. You listen. Or you pretend to listen. And then you go home, and the rest of the day is yours. But first church, every Sunday, no exceptions. Your milkshake is not blended. It is mixed. In a green machine that spins a metal cup with so much noise that conversation stops until it's done. The machine sits on the counter at the drugstore fountain, or at the diner, or at the ice cream parlor. It is Hamilton Beach or Arnold, heavy, metal, industrial green or chrome. It has a motor at the base and a spindle that sticks up. The spindle holds the metal mixing cup. To make a milkshake, the counterman starts with ice cream. He scoops it from a metal tub behind the counter. 3 scoops. Vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry. He puts the scoops in the metal cup. He adds milk. Whole milk. Not much. Maybe a 1/4 cup. He adds flavoring if you want it. Chocolate syrup. Strawberry syrup. Malt powder if you ask for a malted. He puts the cup on the spindle. He flips the switch. The motor roars to life. The spindle spins. Fast. The ice cream and milk whip together. The sound is loud. Mechanical. A high-pitched whir that drowns out everything else. You cannot talk. You cannot think. You just wait. The counterman watches the cup. After 30 seconds, he flips the switch. The motor stops. The silence is sudden. He lifts the cup off the spindle. The milkshake is thick. So thick the spoon stands up in it. He pours it into a tall glass. Fluted. Heavy. He pours until the glass is full. There is always extra. He leaves the metal cup on the counter next to your glass. You get the extra. That is the rule. You drink the milkshake with a spoon first. It is too thick for a straw. You spoon it into your mouth. It is cold and creamy and sweet. It tastes like ice cream, but smoother, richer. After a few minutes, it starts to melt. Then you can use the straw. A paper straw. It gets soggy if you take too long. You do not take too long. The milkshake costs 20 cents. 25 if you get a malted. You sit at the counter and drink it slowly. The metal cup sits next to your glass. When your glass is empty, you pour the extra from the cup. There is always at least half a glass left. Sometimes a full glass. The counterman is generous. Or the recipe is generous. Either way, you get more than you paid for. The machine is loud, but it is reliable. It runs all day. Milkshake after milkshake. The counterman rinses the metal cup between orders. Just a rinse. No soap. The cup goes back on the spindle. The next milkshake gets made. Chocolate after vanilla after strawberry. No one cares. No one gets sick. The machine just keeps spinning. Kids save up for milkshakes. A dime here, a nickel there. When you have 20 cents, you go to the fountain. You climb onto a stool. You order. You wait for the noise. You drink your milkshake. You pour the extra. You leave. On hot summer days, the fountain is full. The machine runs constantly. The sound is constant. Whir. Stop. Whir. Stop. The counterman makes milkshakes as fast as he can. The metal cups pile up in the sink. He rinses them between rushes. The machine never stops for long. The milkshake machine is built to last. Some of them run for 30 years, 40, 50. The motor is simple. The parts are heavy. When something breaks, you fix it. You do not replace it. These machines are not disposable. By the 1970s, the blender takes over. Faster, quieter, cheaper. The milkshake gets thinner. More milk, less ice cream. Easier to drink through a straw. Easier to make. Easier to sell. The old machines get unplugged. They get sold at auction. They get thrown away. But in 1953, the milkshake machine is still there. Still loud. Still making milkshakes so thick you need a spoon. And when you hear that sound, that high-pitched mechanical whir, you know something good is coming. Your telephone line is shared. If you pick up the receiver and someone else is talking, you hang up and wait. Sometimes you listen for a second. Everyone does. This is called a party line. Not because it is fun, because you share it. You and 3 other families, or 5, or 8. Depends on where you live and how much you pay. The fewer families on the line, the more it costs. Most people have 4 or 5. Each family has a different ring. Yours is 2 short rings. The Johnsons next door are 1 long ring. The Millers down the street are 3 short rings. When the phone rings, you listen. You count the rings. If it is your ring, you answer. If it is not, you ignore it, usually. But sometimes you pick up anyway, just to see who is calling the Millers, just to hear what Mrs. Johnson is talking about. You pick up the receiver quietly. You cover the mouthpiece with your hand. You listen. If they hear the click, they know someone is listening. They might say something. They might not. You hang up before they figure out it is you. This is not polite. Your mother tells you not to do it. You do it anyway. Everyone does. Mrs. Henderson down the street listens to every call. Everyone knows. No one says anything. If you need to say something private, you do not say it on the phone. The party line has rules. You do not stay on the phone too long. 10 minutes, 15 at most. If someone else needs to make a call, they can pick up and ask you to get off. You are supposed to get off. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do not. Sometimes there are arguments. In emergencies, anyone can interrupt. If someone needs to call the doctor or the fire department, they pick up and say so. You get off immediately, no questions. That is the rule. The party line is cheap. $2 a month, maybe $3. A private line costs $6 or $7. Most families cannot afford it, or they do not want to pay it. The party line works fine. You just have to share. Sharing means waiting. If Mrs. Johnson is on the phone, you cannot make a call. You pick up. You hear her voice. You hang up. You wait. You try again in 5 minutes. Still talking. You wait. You try again. Finally, the line is clear. You make your call. Sharing also means no privacy. If you are talking to your girlfriend, Mrs. Henderson might be listening. If you are talking to your doctor, the Millers might hear. If you are fighting with your sister, the whole party line knows. You learn to speak carefully. You learn to say less. You learn that the phone is not private. Long-distance calls are worse. Long distance is expensive. If you are on a long-distance call, everyone on the party line knows. They can hear the operator interrupt to tell you your time is up. They can hear you fumbling for more coins if you are at a payphone. They can hear everything. Some families pick up just to hear the long-distance call. Long distance means something important. Someone died. Someone got married. Someone is in trouble. People are curious. They listen. You know they are listening. You say what you need to say. You hang up. The party line creates a kind of forced community. You know your neighbors' voices. You know their business. You know when they are home. You know when they are fighting. You know when they are sick. You do not want to know these things, but you do. By the 1960s, private lines become more common. Prices drop. Families upgrade. The party line slowly disappears. And with it, the forced intimacy, the shared line, the lack of privacy, the rules. But in 1955, you still have the party line. You still count the rings. You still wait for Mrs. Johnson to get off the phone. And sometimes, when you are bored, you still pick up and listen. Just for a second. Just to hear what is happening on your street. The television is a piece of furniture. It is wooden. It is heavy. And it has 3 channels. 4 if you're in a big city. Nothing plays after midnight. Your family gets the television in 1952. Or 1953, or 1954. Depends on when your father decides it is worth the money. The television costs $300. That is 2 weeks' salary. Maybe 3. It is not a small purchase. It is a decision. The television arrives in a truck. 2 men carry it into the living room. It weighs 100 pounds. They set it against the wall. They plug it in. They extend the antenna. Rabbit ears. 2 metal rods that stick up from the top of the set. They adjust the angle. They turn it on. The screen glows. There is sound. There is a picture. The men leave. The picture is black and white. There is no color television yet. Not for regular people. The screen is small. 12 inches. Maybe 15. Curved. The glass is thick. The picture is fuzzy. There are lines. There is static. You adjust the rabbit ears. The picture clears. You adjust them again. The picture gets worse. You adjust them again. Finally, it is good enough. You sit down. You watch. There are 3 channels: NBC, CBS, ABC. You change the channel with a knob on the front of the set. You turn the knob. It clicks. The picture changes, or it does not change. Sometimes the channel is not broadcasting. You turn the knob again. Click. Another channel. You find something, you watch. The television is on in the evening. After dinner, the family sits in the living room. Your father in his chair, your mother on the sofa, you and your siblings on the floor. The television is the only light in the room. The screen glows. Everyone watches. There are programs, westerns, comedies, dramas, variety shows. Your father likes the news. Your mother likes the dramas. You like the westerns. Your sister likes the comedies. Everyone compromises. You watch what is on. The programs are live, or they are filmed, but they feel live. There are mistakes, lines forgotten, props knocked over, cameras visible in the shot. No one cares. It is television. It is new. It is amazing. The commercials are long, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, sometimes 2 minutes. The same commercial plays over and over. You memorize the jingles. You sing them at school. Everyone sings them. The commercials are part of the culture. The television goes off at midnight, or 11, or whenever the station stops broadcasting. There is no late-night television, no all-night television. The screen shows a test pattern, bars and circles and a high-pitched tone. You turn it off. You go to bed. On weekends, there is more. Saturday morning cartoons. Kids sit on the floor in their pajamas and watch Howdy Doody and the Lone Ranger and Sky King. The cartoons are black and white. The action is slow. The animation is simple. The kids are transfixed. Sunday night is Ed Sullivan. The whole family watches. Singers, comedians, acrobats, jugglers. Elvis Presley shows up one night. Your mother is scandalized. Your father laughs. You do not understand what the fuss is about. You just watch. The television changes things. Families stay home more. There is something to do in the evening. something to watch, something to talk about the next day at work. Did you see the show last night? Everyone saw the show. Everyone watched. But the television also has rules. You do not turn it on during dinner. You do not turn it on during the day unless you are sick. You do not sit too close. Your mother says it will ruin your eyes. You sit on the floor anyway, 6 feet from the screen. You watch. The television is not portable. It is not in your bedroom. It is not in the kitchen. It is in the living room. One television, one room, one family. If you want to watch, you watch together. By the 1960s, televisions are everywhere. Smaller, cheaper, more channels, color, remote controls. But in 1954, the television is new. It is special. It is the future, sitting in your living room, glowing in the dark. Your mother makes Jell-O, not as a snack, as a dish, a serious dish with vegetables suspended inside it, like insects in amber. The Jell-O comes in a box, small, colorful, lime, orange, lemon, strawberry, cherry. Your mother buys it at the grocery store. 6 boxes for $1. She keeps them in the cupboard next to the soup cans. To make Jell-O, she boils water. 2 cups. She pours the boiling water into a bowl. She opens the box. She pours the powder into the water. She stirs. The powder dissolves. The water turns green or red or orange. She adds cold water. 2 more cups. She stirs again. Then she adds things. This is where it gets strange. She adds shredded carrots, or celery, or canned fruit, or cottage cheese, or mayonnaise, or all of the above. She stirs them in. The carrots float. The celery sinks. The fruit hovers somewhere in the middle. She pours the mixture into a mold, a metal ring mold, or a bundt pan, or a decorative mold shaped like a fish or a star. She puts the mold in the refrigerator. She leaves it overnight. In the morning, the Jell-O is set. Solid, firm, jiggly. She runs hot water over the outside of the mold. She puts a plate on top. She flips it over. She taps the mold. The Jell-O slides out. It sits on the plate, glistening. Green Jell-O with carrots and celery suspended inside. A perfect dome. Your mother is proud. This is not dessert. This is a salad, a side dish. It goes on the table next to the meat and potatoes. You are expected to eat it. You put a slice on your plate. It jiggles when you cut it. The carrots are soft. The celery is limp. The Jell-O is sweet. The vegetables are not. It is a confusing experience. Your mother serves Jell-O at every holiday. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, Sunday dinners, bridge club, church potluck. The Jell-O is always there. Sometimes it is lime with pineapple and cottage cheese. Sometimes it is orange with shredded carrots and raisins. Sometimes it is lemon with cabbage and mayonnaise. You never know what you are going to get. The women in the neighborhood compete. Who can make the most creative Jell-O mold? Who can get the layers perfectly even? Who can unmold it without breaking? Jell-O is serious business. There are recipes in magazines, entire cookbooks dedicated to Jell-O. Your mother collects them. The molds come in shapes: fish, rabbits, Christmas trees, hearts, stars. Your mother has a dozen molds. She rotates them. The fish mold for Friday dinners, the star mold for patriotic holidays, the bundt pan for every day. You do not understand why Jell-O needs vegetables. You do not understand why it is a salad. You do not understand why your mother is so proud of it. You just eat it. Because it is on your plate. Because you are supposed to. Because that is what you do. Some Jell-O molds are worse than others. The ones with mayonnaise are the worst. The mayonnaise does not mix. It clumps. You find pockets of mayonnaise in your Jell-O. Cold. Gelatinous. Wrong. You swallow without chewing. You wash it down with milk. The cottage cheese molds are better. The cottage cheese adds texture, protein. Your mother says it is good for you. You do not care if it is good for you. You just want it to taste good. It does not. The fruit molds are tolerable. Canned pineapple, canned peaches, canned fruit cocktail. The fruit is sweet. The Jell-O is sweet. At least it makes sense. You can eat it without grimacing. Your mother serves Jell-O because everyone serves Jell-O. It is modern. It is convenient. It is colorful. It looks impressive on the table. The fact that it tastes like sweetened vegetables does not matter. It looks good. That is the point. By the 1970s, the Jell-O mold fades. Tastes change. Salads become actual salads. Lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers. The molds are packed away. The recipes are forgotten. The Jell-O goes back to being dessert, or snack, or something kids eat with whipped cream. But in 1956, the Jell-O mold is everywhere, on every table, at every gathering, jiggly, colorful, filled with vegetables, and you eat it, because everyone does. Your house is heated by coal. Someone has to shovel it. Usually your father, every morning before work, in the dark, in the basement. The furnace is in the basement. It is cast iron, black, enormous. It has a door in front and a grate inside. The coal sits in a bin next to the furnace, a concrete bin built into the wall. The coal is delivered once a month. A truck backs up to the house. A man opens a hatch in the foundation. He slides a chute into the coal bin. He dumps the coal. 2 tons, 3. It crashes down the chute into the bin. Black dust rises. The house smells like coal for days. Every morning, your father goes down to the basement, 5:30, 6, before breakfast. He opens the furnace door. He checks the fire. If the fire is low, he shovels coal. 1 scoop, 2 scoops, 3. He spreads the coal evenly over the grate. He closes the door. He adjusts the damper. The fire burns hotter. The heat rises through the vents. The heat does not spread evenly. The rooms above the furnace are warm. The rooms at the edges of the house are cold. Your bedroom is cold. You wake up and your breath makes clouds. You dress under the covers. You run downstairs to the warm part of the house. The furnace runs all winter, October to April, sometimes longer. Your father shovels coal every morning, sometimes twice a day if it is very cold, sometimes 3 times. He comes upstairs with coal dust on his hands, black smudges on his face. He washes in the kitchen sink. He sits down for breakfast. He goes to work. At night, the fire dies down. Your father banks it before bed. He covers the coals with ash to slow the burn. In the morning, he stirs the coals. He adds fresh coal. The fire comes back to life. This is the routine. Every day. All winter. The coal furnace is dirty. The basement is always dusty. Black dust. Your mother does not go down there if she can help it. The laundry is down there. She carries the laundry down. She does the wash. She carries it back up. She does not linger. The furnace is also dangerous. If the fire gets too hot, the house gets too hot. If the damper is open too far, the fire roars. The metal glows red. Your father watches it carefully. He has been doing this for years. He knows the furnace. He knows the sounds it makes. He knows when to add coal and when to let it burn. The ash has to be removed. Once a week, maybe twice. Your father shovels the ash out of the bottom of the furnace. He puts it in a metal bucket. He carries it outside. He dumps it in the alley. The ash pile grows all winter. In spring, it is gone. Someone takes it. You do not know who. You do not ask. The coal furnace is expensive, not the furnace itself. The coal. 2 tons of coal costs $40.50. You burn 6 tons a winter. 8. The cost adds up. But there is no choice. The house must be heated. The furnace is what you have. Some families switch to oil. Oil furnaces are cleaner, easier, automatic. You fill a tank once or twice a winter. The furnace burns the oil. The heat is steady. No shoveling, no ash. But oil furnaces are expensive to install. Most families keep the coal furnace. By the 1960s, natural gas becomes common. Gas furnaces are even easier than oil, cleaner, cheaper. The gas company runs a line to your house. You pay by the month. The furnace runs automatically. No shoveling, no ash, no coal dust. The coal furnace is obsolete. But in 1954, your father is still shoveling coal. Every morning, in the dark, in the basement. It is his job. It is what fathers do. And the house stays warm. More or less. You pull into the gas station and a man in a uniform comes out. He pumps your gas, checks your oil, washes your windshield and calls you sir. The gas station is on the corner. 2 pumps. A small building with a garage. A Texaco or a Shell or a Sinclair with the green dinosaur. The pumps are tall, red or white. Glass globes on top with the company logo. The numbers roll in little windows. Mechanical, no digital, no electronics, just gears and dials. You pull up to the pump. You do not get out. A man in a uniform walks over. The uniform is gray or blue. It has his name stitched on the pocket. He is the attendant. He works here. This is his job. He leans down to your window. He smiles. He says, "Good morning," or "Good afternoon," or "How are you?" He calls you sir. He asks how much you need. You say, "Fill it up." He nods. He walks to the back of your car. He unscrews the gas cap. He lifts the nozzle from the pump. He squeezes the handle. Gas flows into your tank. He watches the numbers roll. The pump clicks, dings. The numbers stop. Your tank is full. He hangs up the nozzle. He screws the gas cap back on. He walks to your window. But he is not done. He says, "Let me check your oil." You nod. He walks to the front of your car. He pops the hood. He lifts it. He pulls out the dipstick. He wipes it on a rag. He slides it back in. He pulls it out again. He checks the level. He says, "You're a quart low." You say, "Go ahead." He opens a can of oil. He pours it into the engine. He closes the hood. Then he says, "Let me get that windshield." He walks to the front of your car. He has a squeegee, a bucket of soapy water. He dips the squeegee. He scrubs your windshield. He squeegees it clean. He walks to the side windows. He cleans them too. Front and back. All the windows. Clean. Then he checks your tires. He kneels down. He presses the tire with his thumb. He says your front tire is a little low. He walks to the air pump. He uncoils the hose. He kneels down. He fills your tire. He checks the pressure. He puts the cap back on. He coils the hose. Finally, he walks back to your window. He says that will be $4. You hand him a 5. He walks to the building. He comes back with your change. $1. He hands it to you. He thanks you. He says, "Come back soon." You say you will. You drive away. This is service. Full service. You do not pump your own gas. You do not check your own oil. You do not wash your own windows. You sit in your car. The attendant does everything. And he does it with a smile. The gas station is not just a place to buy gas. It is a place to get your car fixed. The garage is attached. There are 2 bays, lifts, tools, mechanics. You bring your car in. They change the oil. They rotate the tires. They fix the brakes. They tune the engine. They know your car. They know you. You have been coming here for years. The attendant knows your name. He remembers what you drive. He remembers that you always get your windshield cleaned. He asks about your family. You ask about his. You make small talk. It takes 2 minutes. It is pleasant. It is human. The gas costs 30 cents a gallon, maybe 35. A fill-up is $4, 5. It is cheap, cheaper than anything. You do not think about the price. You just fill up. Once a week, twice. Whenever you need gas, there is no self-service. That does not exist yet. You cannot pump your own gas even if you want to. The pumps are not set up for it. You need the attendant. He has the key. He turns on the pump. He pumps the gas. You pay. That is the system. By the 1970s, self-service arrives. Cheaper, faster. You pump your own gas. You pay inside. Or you pay at the pump. No attendant, no service, just gas. The full-service stations close. The attendants lose their jobs. The corner gas station becomes a convenience store with pumps. But in 1955, the attendant is still there, waiting, ready to serve. And when you pull in, he walks over, and he does his job, and he calls you sir. The newspaper arrives at 4:30, not in the morning, in the afternoon. Your father reads it in his chair after work with a drink and a cigarette. The paper boy delivers it. He is 12 or 13. He has a canvas bag slung across his chest. He rides his bike down the sidewalk. He throws the paper. It lands on your porch, sometimes on the lawn, sometimes in the bushes. He does not stop. He keeps riding. He has 60 houses on his route. He finishes in an hour. The paper is folded in thirds, tied with string, or rubber banded. In the rain, it is wrapped in a plastic sleeve. You bring it inside. You untie the string. You unfold the paper. It is thick, 20 pages, 30, maybe more if there are ads. Your father comes home at 5:30. He hangs his hat on the rack. He loosens his tie. He pours himself a drink. Bourbon, scotch. Something brown in a short glass with ice. He sits in his chair. He opens the paper. He reads. He reads the front page first. National news, international news, politics, war, the Korean War is ending, or the Cold War is heating up, or something is happening in Washington. He reads. He shakes his head. He turns the page. He reads the local news, city council, county commission. Someone got arrested. Someone died. Someone won an award. He knows some of these people. He went to school with them, or their fathers. He reads. He sips his drink. He reads the sports, baseball, the local team, the standings, the box scores. He played baseball in high school. He still follows it. He reads every word. He knows the stats. He knows the players. He has opinions. He reads the business section, stock prices, company news. He works for a company, or he owns a business, or he just likes to know. He reads. He makes notes. He folds the paper. Your mother does not read the paper, not the news. She reads the society page, weddings, engagements, births, deaths, who had a party, who went on vacation, who joined a club. She knows these people, or she knows their families. She reads. She talks to your father. Did you see so-and-so got married? He did not see. He does not care. She tells him anyway. The comics are in the back. Peanuts, Blondie, Dick Tracy, Beetle Bailey. You read them after dinner, on the floor. Your father is done with the paper. You spread it out. You read every comic. Some are funny, some are not. You read them all anyway. The paper is black and white, except Sunday. Sunday has color comics. Sunday is special. The paper is thick. 60 pages, 80, sections, news, sports, society, classifieds, comics, ads, so many ads. Your father spends all morning reading it, in his chair, drink in hand, cigarette burning in the ashtray. The newspaper is the news. There is no television news. Not really. Not yet. 15 minutes at 6. That is it. If you want to know what is happening, you read the paper. Everyone reads the paper. Every day. The paper boy collects at the end of the month. He knocks on the door. Saturday afternoon. He has a receipt book. Your father pays him. $2, $3. He gives him a tip. A quarter. The paper boy thanks him. He leaves. He goes to the next house. The paper boy saves his money. He is saving for a bike, or a baseball glove, or college. He has a route. He delivers papers every day. After school. Before dinner. Rain or shine. It is his job. He is responsible for it. No one checks on him. No one supervises. He just does it. By the 1970s, morning papers become more common. Evening papers fade. Afternoon delivery does not work anymore. People are not home. They are at work. The paper sits on the porch. It gets wet. It gets stolen. The evening paper dies. But in 1956, the evening paper is still there. Every afternoon. 4:30. On your porch. Waiting for your father. Waiting to be read. Dinner is at 6 o'clock. Not 6:15. 6. The whole family sits down. You say grace. You eat what's in front of you. You do not leave the table without asking. Your mother has been cooking since 4. The pot roast has been in the oven for 2 hours. The potatoes are boiling. The green beans are simmering. The rolls are warming. The table is set. 5 plates, 5 forks, 5 knives, 5 spoons, 5 glasses of milk, everything in its place. At 5:45, your father comes home. He washes his hands. He sits in his chair. He reads the paper. At 5:55, your mother calls. Dinner. He folds the paper. He stands. He walks to the dining room. You are already there. You and your siblings. Sitting. Waiting. Your hands are washed. Your hair is combed. You are not allowed to start until everyone is seated. Everyone is seated. Your father sits at the head of the table. Your mother sits at the other end. You sit in the middle. Your father says grace. Bless us, O Lord, for these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen. Everyone says amen. Now you can eat. Your mother passes the pot roast. Your father takes a slice. He passes it to you. You take a slice. You pass it to your sister. She takes a slice. The bowl makes the circuit. Then the potatoes. Then the beans. Then the rolls. Everything is passed. Everything is served. You do not take seconds until everyone has firsts. The food is hot. The pot roast is tender. The potatoes are mashed with butter and milk. The beans are soft. The rolls are warm. Your mother is a good cook. Not fancy, but good. Solid. You eat. There are rules. You do not talk with your mouth full. You do not reach. You do not leave the table without asking. You do not complain about the food. You eat what is on your plate. All of it. No exceptions. Your father talks about work. Something happened. Someone said something. He tells your mother. She listens. She asks questions. You listen. You do not interrupt. Children do not interrupt. Your mother talks about the neighborhood. Mrs. Henderson said this. Mrs. Miller did that. She tells your father. He nods. He is not really listening. He is eating. But he nods. You are silent. You and your siblings. You eat. You listen. Sometimes your father asks you a question. How is school? You say fine. He nods. That is the end of the conversation. You go back to eating. Dinner lasts 30 minutes. Everyone eats. Everyone finishes. Your father finishes first. He waits. He does not leave. Not until everyone is done. Finally, your mother puts down her fork. She says that was good. Your father nods. He stands. Everyone stands. You clear the table. You carry your plate to the kitchen. You come back for the serving dishes. You help your mother. Your father goes to his chair. He lights a cigarette. He opens the paper. His part is done. Your mother washes the dishes. You dry. Your sister puts away. Your brother is too young to help. He plays on the floor. The dishes are done in 15 minutes. The kitchen is clean. The leftovers are in the refrigerator, covered with waxed paper. They will be lunch tomorrow, or dinner tomorrow night. Nothing is wasted. After dinner, there is time, homework, radio, play. But first, dinner. Every night, 6 o'clock. The whole family. Together. This is not negotiable. This is not optional. This is dinner. No one eats in their room. No one eats in front of the television. No one eats standing at the counter. You sit at the table with your family. You eat what is served. You do not complain. You finish your plate. This is how it is done. The dining room is only used for dinner and holidays and when company comes. The rest of the time, it sits empty. The table is polished. The chairs are pushed in. The room waits for 6 o'clock, for the family, for dinner. Your front door is never locked, but the screen door is always latched, and it slaps shut with a sound that is summer itself. The screen door is wood and wire mesh. The frame is painted white or green or gray. The paint is chipped. The wood is warped from years of opening and closing. The screen is gray, metal mesh, stretched tight, stapled to the frame, patched in places with squares of new screen. The screen door has a spring, a long coiled spring attached at the top. When you open the door, the spring stretches. When you let go, the spring pulls the door shut. Fast. The door slams. The frame rattles. The latch clicks. Your mother yells, "Don't slam the door." You do not listen. The door slams. The screen door is there to keep the bugs out and to let the air in. In summer, the house is hot. There is no air conditioning. You open the windows. You open the doors. You let the breeze blow through. The front door stays open. The screen door stays closed. The bugs stay outside. Mostly. The screen has holes. Small holes. Rust holes. Holes from fingers poking through. Holes from dogs scratching. The holes let mosquitoes in. And flies. Your mother hangs flypaper from the kitchen ceiling. Long sticky strips. The flies stick to it. They die there. You try not to look at it. Every summer, your father patches the screen. He cuts a square of new screen. He lays it over the hole. He sews it on with wire. Or he glues it. Or he just presses it flat and hopes it holds. The patches are obvious. Different shades of gray. Different mesh sizes. The door looks like a quilt. The latch is a hook and eye. Simple. You lift the hook. You open the door. You walk through. The door swings shut behind you. The latch clicks. Sometimes it catches. Sometimes it does not. If it does not catch, the door swings open. The bugs come in. Your mother is not happy. Kids run in and out all day. The door slams. Open. Slam. Open. Slam. Your mother yells. You are letting the bugs in. Close the door. You close it. You run back out. Slam. She gives up. The sound of the screen door is the sound of summer. The creak of the spring. The slap of the wood. The rattle of the frame. The click of the latch. You hear it 100 times a day. You stop noticing. It is just there. Part of the background. Part of home. At night, the screen door is latched. Your father checks it before bed. He walks to the front door. He reaches through. He lifts the hook. He makes sure it is secure. He closes the front door. He does not lock it. The screen door is enough. In winter, the screen door comes down. Your father unscrews the hinges. He carries it to the basement. He leans it against the wall. He installs the storm door. Glass panels instead of screen. The storm door keeps the wind out and the cold. The storm door does not slam. It closes gently. quietly. It is not the same. In spring, the storm door comes down. The screen door goes back up. Your father screws the hinges back on. He tests the spring. He adjusts the latch. The screen door is back. Summer is here. The screen door is not fancy. It is not decorative. It is functional. It does a job. It keeps the bugs out. It lets the air in. It slams when you are in a hurry. It creaks when you are sneaking. It is part of the house, part of the rhythm of the day. By the 1970s, screen doors are less common. Aluminum storms replace them. Sliding glass doors. Central air conditioning. You do not need the screen door anymore. You keep the house closed. The air conditioner runs. The bugs stay out. The door stops slamming. But in 1957, the screen door is still there, still creaking, still slamming. And on a summer evening, when the sun is setting and the air is cooling and the whole neighborhood is outside, you can hear screen doors up and down the street. Slam, slam, slam. The sound of everyone going in for the night. At night, the family gathers around the radio. Not the television, the radio. And you listen to voices telling stories in the dark. The radio is in the living room. It is furniture, wood cabinet, cloth speaker, glowing dial. It is as big as a small table. It sits against the wall. It is always on. During the day, your mother listens. Music, soap operas, homemaking programs. She listens while she works. The radio keeps her company. At night, the programs change. After dinner, the family gathers. Your father in his chair, your mother on the sofa, you and your siblings on the floor. The radio glows. You listen. There are programs. Every night. Different programs. Monday is one show. Tuesday is another. You know the schedule. You plan your week around it. 7:30 is Amos and Andy. 8 is Fibber McGee and Molly. 8:30 is the Great Gildersleeve. 9 is your bedtime. You beg for 15 more minutes. Sometimes your mother says yes. The programs are stories, comedies, dramas, mysteries, westerns, science fiction. The actors read from scripts in a studio in New York or Los Angeles. But you do not know that. You do not see them. You just hear them. Voices, sound effects, music. You imagine the rest. The sound effects are key. Footsteps, doors closing, horses galloping, guns firing, rain falling. The sound effects man makes them live. In the studio, with props. You do not know this. You think it is real. You hear a door close and you see a door closing in your mind. The voices are familiar. You know the actors, not their names. Their voices. The deep voice is always the hero. The high voice is the sidekick. The smooth voice is the villain. You know who is who before they say a word. Your mother listens differently. She does not sit still. She darns socks. She knits. She folds laundry. Her hands are busy, but her ears are on the radio. She laughs at the jokes. She gasps at the drama. She shushes you when you talk. Your father listens with his eyes closed. He is not asleep. He is listening. His face is relaxed. He smiles at the funny parts. He frowns at the serious parts. He is there, in the story, in his mind. You lie on the floor, on your stomach, your chin in your hands. You stare at the radio, at the glowing dial, at the cloth speaker. You listen. You imagine. You see the characters. You see the places. The radio makes pictures in your head. Some programs are scary. Inner Sanctum, Lights Out, Suspense. Your mother says you are too young. You listen anyway. You pull a blanket over your head. You listen through the blanket. The creaking door, the footsteps, the scream. You are terrified. You love it. Some programs are funny. Jack Benny, Bob Hope. Burns and Allen. The jokes are clean. The humor is gentle. Your father laughs. Your mother laughs. You do not always understand the jokes, but you laugh anyway, because everyone is laughing. Some programs are adventures. The Lone Ranger, the Green Hornet, Superman. The hero always wins. The villain always loses. Justice is served. You cheer when the hero wins. You boo when the villain appears. The radio does not judge. The radio just tells the story. The commercials are part of the show. The announcer is the same voice every week. He sells soap, or cereal, or cigarettes. He speaks directly to you, to your mother. Buy this. It is good. It will make your life better. Your mother listens. Sometimes she buys. At 9 o'clock, the program ends. The announcer says goodnight. The music swells. Your mother says time for bed. You protest. Just one more. She says no. You go upstairs. You lie in bed. You think about the story. You imagine the next episode. You fall asleep. By the 1960s, television takes over. The radio programs disappear. The actors move to television, or they retire. The studios close. The sound effects men find new work. The radio becomes music, talk, news, but not stories, not anymore. But in 1953, the radio is still there, still glowing, still telling stories. And every night the family gathers and listens, together, in the dark. Everyone smokes. Your doctor smokes. Your teacher smokes. Pregnant women smoke. There are ashtrays in the grocery store. Smoking is not a habit. It is not an addiction. It is just what people do. Your father smokes. Your mother smokes. Your uncle smokes. Your neighbor smokes. The mailman smokes. The policeman smokes. Everyone smokes. It is normal. It is everywhere. It is constant. Your father smokes Camels, or Lucky Strikes, or Chesterfields. He buys them by the carton, 10 packs. He keeps the carton in the kitchen cupboard. He goes through a pack a day, maybe more. He lights his first cigarette with his morning coffee. He lights his last cigarette before bed. In between, he smokes constantly. After meals, during breaks, while reading the paper, while driving, while talking on the phone, the cigarette is always there, in his hand, in his mouth, burning in the ashtray. Your mother smokes too, Virginia Slims, or Parliaments, or whatever is on sale. She smokes while she cooks. The cigarette balances on the edge of the counter. She takes a drag between stirring the pot and checking the roast. She smokes while she does laundry. The cigarette sits in an ashtray on top of the washing machine. She smokes while she talks on the phone. The cigarette dangles from her lips. She squints through the smoke. There are ashtrays everywhere, on every table, on every counter, in every room. Glass ashtrays, ceramic ashtrays, metal ashtrays, ashtrays shaped like leaves, ashtrays shaped like hands, ashtrays with ads on them, ashtrays from hotels, ashtrays from restaurants. Ashtrays are decor. They are functional. They are necessary. Your doctor smokes in his office. He sits behind his desk. He lights a cigarette. He asks you to open your mouth and say, ah. He holds the cigarette in one hand. He holds the tongue depressor in the other. Smoke drifts past your face. You do not cough. You are used to it. Your teacher smokes in the teacher's lounge. You can smell it when she comes back to the classroom. Smoke in her hair. Smoke on her clothes. She smells like the teacher's lounge, like coffee and cigarettes and mimeograph fluid. It is the smell of school. The grocery store has ashtrays. At the end of each aisle, tall metal stands with sand-filled dishes on top. Your mother shops. She pushes the cart. She stops at the canned goods. She lights a cigarette. She smokes while she reads labels. She stubs it out in the ashtray. She moves to the next aisle. She lights another. Restaurants have ashtrays on every table. You sit down. The waitress brings menus. She brings water. She brings an ashtray. Your father lights a cigarette. He smokes while he reads the menu. He smokes while he waits for food. He smokes after he eats. The ashtray fills. The waitress empties it. Your father fills it again. Pregnant women smoke. Your aunt is pregnant. She smokes. Her doctor told her it is fine. He said 1 or 2 cigarettes a day is perfectly safe. Calms the nerves. She smokes more than 1 or 2. She smokes a pack. Nobody says anything. Nobody knows any better. There are cigarette ads everywhere. On television, in magazines, on billboards, the Marlboro Man, Joe Camel. More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. The ads say smoking is healthy. The ads say smoking is sophisticated. The ads say everyone is doing it. And everyone is. You can buy cigarettes anywhere. At the drugstore. At the gas station. At the corner store. You do not need ID. You just ask. The clerk hands you a pack. You pay. 35 cents. You leave. Kids buy cigarettes for their parents all the time. Your mother sends you to the store. She gives you money. She tells you what brand. You go. You buy them. You bring them home. Nobody questions it. Cigarette machines are in every diner, every bar, every bowling alley. You put in coins. You pull a lever. A pack drops down. You take it. You leave. No questions asked. No age verification. Just coins and cigarettes. Smoking is so normal that not smoking is strange. If someone does not smoke, people ask why. Are you sick? Are you pregnant? What is wrong with you? Not smoking is unusual. Not smoking is suspect. The Surgeon General has not issued a warning yet. That comes in 1964. 10 years away. Right now in 1954, nobody knows, or nobody believes, or nobody cares. Smoking is just smoking. It is what you do. It is part of life. Your father will smoke for another 20 years. Your mother will smoke for 30. They will quit eventually. When the warnings come, when the evidence piles up, when it becomes undeniable, but not yet, not now. Now they smoke. Everyone smokes. And the ashtrays are always full. If you want something that is not in town, you order it from the Sears catalog. It arrives in 6 to 8 weeks. You wait. The catalog is thick, 1,000 pages, maybe more. It is called the Sears Roebuck catalog, or the Montgomery Ward catalog, or the Spiegel catalog. Every house has one. It arrives in the mail twice a year, spring and fall. Your mother flips through it immediately. She marks pages. She folds corners. She makes notes. The catalog has everything. Clothes, shoes, tools, appliances, furniture, toys, dishes, curtains, car parts, eyeglasses, wigs, tombstones. You can order a tombstone from the Sears catalog. You can order an entire house. Pre-cut lumber. Delivered by rail. Assembly required. To order, your mother fills out the order form. The form is in the back of the catalog. She writes the item number. She writes the quantity. She writes the size. She writes the color. She adds up the prices. She adds shipping. She writes a check. She puts the form and the check in an envelope. She mails it. Then you wait. The catalog says 6 to 8 weeks. Sometimes it is 6 weeks. Sometimes it is 12. Sometimes the item is back-ordered. You get a postcard. The postcard says your item is delayed. It will ship soon. You wait longer. The waiting is normal. You do not expect instant gratification. You ordered something. It will come. Eventually. You check the mail every day. Nothing. 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 Then one day, a box. The box is cardboard. Brown. Reinforced with tape. Your name is on the label. Sears, Roebuck & Co. You carry the box inside. You open it. The item is wrapped in paper. You unwrap it. There it is. The shirt. The shoes. The toy. Exactly what you ordered 6 weeks ago. You forgot you ordered it. Now it is here. Sometimes the item is wrong. Wrong size, wrong color, wrong item entirely. You ordered a blue shirt. You got a green shirt. You fill out the return form. You pack the item back in the box. You take it to the post office. You mail it back. You wait. 6 more weeks. The correct item arrives. Or it does not. You give up. You keep the green shirt. The catalog is also entertainment. On winter evenings, you sit on the floor with the catalog. You flip through the pages. You look at the toys. You circle the ones you want. You show your mother. She says, maybe for Christmas, maybe for your birthday. You circle more. You dream. The toy section is in the back. Pages and pages of toys. Dolls, trains, bikes, chemistry sets, erector sets, play kitchens, cap guns, board games. You want everything. You circle everything. Your mother ignores most of it. But she makes notes. She remembers. Christmas comes. Some of the circled items appear under the tree. Not all, some. It is enough. The catalog is also practical. Your mother orders clothes, pants for your father, dresses for herself, shoes for the kids. Ordering from the catalog is cheaper than buying in town, and the selection is better. The store in town has 3 styles of men's shoes. The catalog has 30. Your mother orders. She waits. The shoes arrive. They fit, or they do not. She mails them back. She orders again. Your father orders tools, wrenches, saws, hammers. He circles the items. He fills out the form. He mails it. The tools arrive. He opens the box like Christmas morning. He inspects each tool. He tests it. He puts it in his toolbox. He is satisfied. The catalog is thick enough to sit on. Kids use it as a booster seat at the dinner table. The catalog is thick enough to use as a doorstop. The catalog is thick enough to kill a fly. Smack. The catalog has many uses. When the new catalog arrives, the old catalog goes to the outhouse, if you have an outhouse. Or it goes in the trash. Or it goes in the basement for reference. Your mother keeps old catalogs. She compares prices. She sees how things have changed, styles, costs, availability. The catalog is a record, a snapshot of what you could buy, what you wanted, what you needed. By the 1970s, catalog ordering changes, toll-free numbers, faster shipping, credit cards. You call, you order. The item arrives in 2 weeks, then 1 week, then 3 days. The waiting shrinks. The anticipation fades. Ordering becomes easy, immediate, boring. But in 1955, you still order from the catalog. You still fill out the form. You still mail the check. You still wait 6 to 8 weeks. And when the box finally arrives, it feels like a small miracle. Something you wanted, delivered to your door, exactly as promised. Eventually, once a summer, the whole block has a party. Someone closes the street. Tables appear. Everyone brings food. The kids play until dark and no one calls them in. The block party happens in July or August. Someone decides, probably Mrs. Henderson or Mrs. Miller, or someone who has been on the block forever and just decides things. The word spreads, house to house, porch to porch, phone call to phone call. Saturday, 2 o'clock, bring a dish. On Saturday morning, the men close the street. They put sawhorses at both ends. They tie rope across. They hang a sign. Street closed. Block party. Cars cannot pass. The street belongs to the neighborhood now. Tables appear. Card tables. Picnic tables. Folding tables. They line the street. Someone brings tablecloths. Someone brings paper plates. Someone brings cups. The tables fill the street, end to end. Enough tables for everyone. At 2 o'clock, the food arrives. Everyone brings something. Your mother brings potato salad. Mrs. Johnson brings baked beans. Mrs. Miller brings fried chicken. Mr. Henderson brings hot dogs. Someone brings hamburgers. Someone brings corn on the cob. Someone brings watermelon. Someone brings a sheet cake. The tables are covered. There is too much food. There is always too much food. The men fire up the grills. Charcoal grills. Portable. Metal. They set them up in the street. They pour charcoal. They pour lighter fluid. They light matches. Whoosh! The flames rise. The charcoal glows. The grills smoke. The smell drifts down the block. Charcoal and lighter fluid and meat. The smell of summer. The women arrange the food. They move dishes. They make space. They cover things with towels to keep the flies off. They talk. They laugh. They complain about the heat. They fan themselves with paper plates. They drink iced tea from mason jars. They are in charge. The men grill. The women organize. This is how it works. The kids are everywhere, running, screaming, playing tag, playing hide and seek, playing Red Rover. The street is theirs, no cars, no rules, just space. They run from one end to the other. They hide behind cars parked in driveways. They climb trees. They ride bikes. They are wild. They are free. No one stops them. At 4 o'clock, someone says it is time to eat. The kids ignore this. Someone says it again, louder. The kids come running. They line up at the tables. They grab plates. They pile food. Hot dogs, hamburgers, beans, corn, potato salad, watermelon. They eat standing up. They eat sitting on the curb. They eat in the grass. They do not sit at the tables. The tables are for adults. The adults eat slowly. They sit. They talk. They eat. They go back for seconds. They drink beer, or iced tea, or lemonade. They are in no hurry. The afternoon is long. The evening is longer. There is nowhere to be. Nothing to do. Just this. Just the block party. After dinner, the kids go back to playing. The adults sit and talk. The sun starts to set. Someone brings out a radio. Music plays. Big band. Or swing. Or whatever is on the station. Some of the adults dance. In the street. Under the streetlights. They are silly. They are happy. They are neighbors. The men tell stories. War stories. Work stories. Fishing stories. They laugh. They slap each other on the back. They light cigarettes. They drink beer. They are relaxed. This is their block. These are their people. They have lived here for years. Their kids grew up together. They know each other. They trust each other. The women talk about everything. Kids, husbands, recipes. The new family that moved in. The old family that moved out. Who is sick? Who is pregnant? Who got a new car? They know everything. They see everything. They are the heartbeat of the block. As the sun sets, the kids keep playing. No one calls them in. Not yet. The street lights come on. The kids play in the light. Tag under the street lights. Hide and seek in the shadows. They are loud. They are everywhere. The parents let them. Tonight, the rules are different. At 9 o'clock, someone says it is time. The kids protest. Just a little longer. The parents say no. Time to go. The kids drag their feet. They say goodbye. See you tomorrow. They go inside. Reluctantly. The adults start cleaning up. They fold tables. They carry chairs. They pick up plates. They bag trash. They work together. In 20 minutes, the street is clean. You would not know there was a party, except for the smell. Charcoal, smoke, summer. The sawhorses come down. The rope comes down. The street is open. The block party is over. For another year. Everyone goes inside. Tired, full, happy. By the 1970s, block parties fade. People move more. Neighborhoods change. No one knows their neighbors. No one organizes. The street stays open. The kids stay inside. The block party becomes a memory. But in 1956, the block party is still there. Once a summer. The whole block. Together. In the street. And it is perfect. At school, you practice for nuclear war. You crawl under your desk. You cover your head. You are 7 years old, and this is normal, the teacher explains. She stands at the front of the classroom. She is calm. She is serious. She says the Soviet Union has bombs, big bombs, atomic bombs. If they drop a bomb, we need to be ready. We need to practice. You listen. You do not fully understand. But you know it is important. The teacher is serious. This is serious. The drill starts with a sound, a siren, loud, rising and falling, rising and falling. The sound comes from outside, from somewhere downtown, from the fire station, or the police station, or the town hall. The siren means danger. The siren means take cover. The siren means now. When you hear the siren, you get under your desk. Immediately. No talking. No questions. You slide off your chair. You crawl under the desk. You tuck your knees to your chest. You cover your head with your hands. You face away from the windows. You close your eyes. You wait. The teacher walks around the room. She checks. She corrects. Your hands need to cover the back of your neck. Your face needs to be down, away from the windows. She adjusts you. She moves you. She is calm. She is in charge. You do what she says. You stay under the desk. For 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5. You do not move. You do not talk. You hear the other kids breathing. You hear the clock ticking. You hear the siren outside. Still rising and falling. Still loud. Still going. Then the siren stops. The all clear. The teacher says, "Okay. You can come out now." You crawl out from under your desk. You sit back in your chair. You brush off your knees. The drill is over. The teacher says, "Good job." She says, "Next time, faster." You nod. You open your workbook. You go back to arithmetic. The drills happen once a month, sometimes more. Sometimes the siren goes off without warning. You are in the middle of reading, or spelling, or lunch. The siren sounds. You drop everything. You get under your desk. You cover your head. You wait. The drill is over. You go back to what you were doing. This is normal. This is school. At home, your parents talk about the bomb. Not often, not in detail, but you hear things. Your father reads the newspaper. He shakes his head. He says the Russians are getting closer. Your mother says we need to be prepared. She says we need supplies. She says we need a plan. You listen. You do not ask questions. You do not want to know more. Some families build bomb shelters. In the backyard, underground, concrete, steel doors, ventilation, canned food, water, supplies for 2 weeks. Your family does not have a bomb shelter. Your father says it is too expensive. Your mother says the basement will do. You are not sure the basement will do. But you do not say anything. The government sends pamphlets. How to prepare for nuclear attack. Your mother reads them. She stocks the basement. Canned soup, canned vegetables, crackers, water in jugs, flashlights, batteries, a first aid kit, a radio. She says if the sirens go off, we go to the basement. We stay there. We wait. You nod. You hope it never happens. At school, there are posters. Bert the turtle. Duck and cover. The turtle pulls into a shell. You pull under your desk. The poster is friendly, cheerful. It makes the bomb seem manageable, like a thunderstorm, like something you can hide from. You want to believe this. You are 7. You believe what the adults tell you. But sometimes, at night, you think about it. The bomb, the flash, the heat, the blast. You imagine the siren going off. You imagine crawling under your desk. You imagine the windows shattering. You imagine the ceiling falling. You imagine the world ending. You are scared. You do not tell anyone. You pull the blanket over your head. You fall asleep. Eventually. The drills continue for years. Through elementary school, through middle school. You get older. You get more skeptical. You realize the desk will not save you. You realize nothing will save you. But you still crawl under the desk. Because the teacher says so. Because everyone else is doing it. Because what else can you do? By the 1970s, the drills slow down. The Cold War is still happening. But the fear is different, less immediate, less panic. The drills stop. The desks are just desks again. The sirens are just sirens. For tornadoes, for fires, not for bombs. But in 1954, the drills are constant. The fear is real. The bomb is possible. And every month you crawl under your desk. You cover your head. You wait. And you hope it is just a drill. It is 9 o'clock at night. The street lights are on. You can hear crickets and someone's radio 2 houses down. The neighborhood is not silent. But it is quiet in a way that does not exist anymore. The kids are inside. All of them. The street lights came on at 8:30. That is the signal. When the street lights come on, you go home. No exceptions. You are playing in the yard, or in the street, or at the park 3 blocks away. The lights came on. You stopped. You went home. Everyone went home. Now the street is empty. The yards are empty. The sidewalks are empty. Just street lights and shadows. Your house is settling in. Your father is in his chair, reading, or listening to the radio, or just sitting. Your mother is in the kitchen, cleaning up, or preparing tomorrow's lunch, or sitting at the table with a cup of tea. Your siblings are getting ready for bed, or already in bed. You are supposed to be in bed. You are lying there, listening. You can hear the crickets through your open window. The screen is latched, but the window is open. The air is warm. The curtain moves in the breeze. The crickets are loud. A chorus, rising and falling. You do not notice them during the day. But at night, they are all you hear. You can hear a radio, faint, 2 houses down, or 3. Someone is listening to music, or a ball game, or a program. You cannot tell. Just sound, just voices, just enough to know someone else is awake. Someone else is there. You can hear a dog barking, far away, not on your street. Maybe the next street over, or the one after that. The dog barks 3 times, 4, then stops, then starts again. Your mother says someone should do something about that dog. But no one does. The dog barks. The dog stops. The night continues. You can hear a car. Occasionally, not often. A car drives past, slow. The engine is low. The tires hum on the pavement. The car passes. The sound fades. Then silence again. Crickets, radio, dog. That is all. There are no sirens, no helicopters, no car alarms, no air conditioners humming, no jets overhead, no traffic, no bass thumping from a passing car. Just crickets. Just quiet. The kind of quiet that lets you hear everything. The kind of quiet that lets you think. The kind of quiet that lets you sleep. Your parents are talking. Downstairs. You cannot hear the words. Just the low murmur of voices. Your father, your mother, back and forth. A conversation. About what you do not know. You do not need to know. Just the sound of them. Talking. Together. Safe. The house creaks. Old houses creak. The wood expands. The wood contracts. The floor creaks. The stairs creak. The walls creak. You know every creak. You know which stair creaks when you step on it. You know which floorboard creaks in the hallway. You know the sound of your house, the sound of home. Your mother comes upstairs. You hear her footsteps. Slow, steady. She checks on you. She opens your door. She looks in. You close your eyes. You pretend to sleep. She stands there for a moment, just watching. Then she closes the door, gently. You hear her go to the next room, your sister's room, your brother's room. She checks on everyone. Then she goes back downstairs. The radio downstairs goes off, or it gets quieter. Your father is done listening, or he has fallen asleep in his chair. Your mother will wake him soon. Tell him to come to bed. He will grumble. He will stand. He will climb the stairs. He will go to bed. The house will go dark. The house will go quiet. Quieter. You lie there, listening. The crickets are still going. The dog is still barking. The radio 2 houses down is still on, but softer now. Or maybe you are falling asleep. The sounds fade. The darkness deepens. You are safe. You are home. You are 7 years old, and the world is quiet. This quiet will not last. You do not know that yet. In 20 years, the world will be louder. In 40 years, the world will be deafening. Air conditioners, traffic, jets, sirens, car alarms, televisions, radios, phones, the hum of 1,000 machines. The world will never be this quiet again. But you do not know that, not yet. Right now it is 1956. It is 9 o'clock at night. The street lights are on. The crickets are singing, and everything is quiet. The kind of quiet that wraps around you like a blanket. The kind of quiet that lets you breathe. The kind of quiet that lets you be. You close your eyes. You listen. You drift. You sleep. Downtown has a department store. Not a strip mall. Not a big box. A department store with wood floors, glass cases, and salesladies in heels who call your mother ma'am. The store is 4 stories. Red brick, big windows, gold lettering across the front. Established 1922, or 1915, or 1898. The store has been here longer than your parents, longer than your grandparents. It is permanent. It is downtown. It is where you shop. You push through the heavy doors. The doors are brass and glass. They weigh more than you do. Inside, the air is different, cooler, quieter. The ceiling is high, pressed tin, painted white. Light fixtures hang on chains, glass globes. The floor is wood, dark, polished. Your shoes click when you walk. The first floor is cosmetics and jewelry. Glass cases line the aisles. The cases are tall. The glass is spotless. Inside are necklaces, bracelets, watches, rings, things you cannot afford, things you do not need. But you look anyway. The cases reflect your face. You lean closer. A saleslady appears. She is older, 40, 50. She wears a dark dress, heels. Her hair is set. "Can I help you?" Your mother says, "No, thank you, just looking." The saleslady smiles. She does not leave. She watches, not suspicious, just attentive, just doing her job. You move to cosmetics. The counter is marble, white, cool to the touch. There are lipsticks, compacts, perfume bottles. A saleslady offers your mother a sample. She sprays perfume on a card. Your mother sniffs it. Too strong. She hands it back. The saleslady is not offended. She offers another. Your mother likes this one. She asks the price. $3. Your mother says maybe next time. The saleslady nods. She says the perfume will be here when you are ready. You move on. The second floor is women's clothing. You take the elevator. Not an escalator. An elevator. The door is metal. Accordion gate. The operator is a man in a uniform. He slides the gate open. You step in. He slides the gate closed. He pulls the lever. The elevator rises. Slowly. You feel it in your stomach. He announces the floor. Second floor, ladies' apparel. The door opens. You step out. The racks are organized. Dresses, skirts, blouses, suits. Everything sorted by size, by color, by style. Your mother looks through the dresses. She pulls one out. She holds it up. She checks the size. She checks the price. She puts it back. She pulls another. This one she likes. She drapes it over her arm. She keeps looking. There are fitting rooms, private, individual stalls with heavy curtains. Your mother goes in. You wait outside. You sit on a bench. The bench is upholstered, velvet, dark green. You swing your legs. You wait. Your mother comes out. She is wearing the dress. What do you think? You say it looks nice. She turns. She looks in the mirror. The sales lady appears. That is lovely on you. Your mother smiles. She goes back in. She changes. She comes out with the dress. She will take it. The sales lady writes up the sale. She puts the dress in a box. She wraps the box in paper. She ties it with string. She hands it to your mother. Your mother thanks her. The third floor is children's clothing and toys. You take the elevator again. Third floor, the operator announces. You step out. The toy section is in the back. You walk past racks of children's clothes, boys' pants, girls' dresses, school clothes, Sunday clothes. Your mother looks. You do not care. You want to see the toys. The toy section is small, not like the toy stores now. Just a few shelves, a few displays. But it is enough. There are dolls, trucks, board games, model airplanes. You look at everything. You touch nothing. You know the rules. Look with your eyes, not with your hands. Your mother appears. She says you can pick one thing. For your birthday. You look again. You cannot decide. Everything is wonderful. Finally, you choose. A model airplane. Your mother takes it to the counter. The sales lady writes it up. She puts it in a bag. She hands it to you. You carry it yourself. The fourth floor is furniture and appliances. You do not go there often, but sometimes your mother does. She takes the elevator. She looks at sofas, at lamps, at dishes. She does not buy. She just looks. She makes notes, mental notes. Someday she will buy. When there is money. When the old sofa finally gives out. For now she looks. There is a tea room on the fourth floor, small tables, white tablecloths, a menu with sandwiches and soup and tea. Ladies go there after shopping. They sit, they eat, they talk. It is refined. It is civilized. It is downtown. The department store is not fast. You do not run in and out. You take your time. You browse. You look. You try things on. The sales ladies help you. They bring you sizes. They offer opinions. They wrap your purchases. They are professionals. They take pride in their work. At the end, you pay. Not at each department. At the main register. Downstairs. You bring everything. The sales lady rings it up. She writes the total on a slip. Your mother writes a check, or she pays cash. The sales lady gives her change. She gives her a receipt. She says, "Thank you. Please come again." Your mother says she will. You leave through the heavy brass doors. You step onto the sidewalk. The sun is bright after the cool darkness of the store. You blink. You adjust. You walk to the car. The packages are heavy. Your mother carries most of them. You carry your airplane. You are proud. You shop downtown, at the department store, like a grown-up. By the 1970s, the department stores start closing. The mall opens outside town. Everyone drives there instead. More parking, more stores, more convenient. The downtown stores cannot compete. They close, one by one. The buildings sit empty. The windows get boarded up. Downtown dies. But in 1955, the department store is still there, still thriving, still the center of shopping. And on Saturday afternoon, it is full. Full of families, full of sales ladies, full of life. And you are there, with your mother, shopping, downtown. It is 1956. You have lived a full day. You woke up to the sound of the milkman's truck. You ate breakfast at the kitchen table with your family. You walked to school alone. You came home to a house heated by coal and cooled by open windows. You sat at the dinner table at 6 o'clock sharp. You listened to stories on the radio in the dark. You fell asleep to the sound of crickets and a quiet that no longer exists. This was not a special day. This was just a day. An ordinary day in an ordinary life, in an ordinary American town in the 1950s. Nothing remarkable happened. No one got famous. No one got rich. No one changed the world. You just lived. And that was enough. The milkman came and went. The icebox dripped. The laundry took all day. The phone rang and half the neighborhood listened. The television glowed in the corner with 3 channels and nothing after midnight. The Jell-O mold sat on the table with vegetables suspended inside. Your father shoveled coal in the basement before dawn. The gas station attendant pumped your gas and called you sir. The newspaper arrived in the afternoon. Dinner was at 6. The screen door slammed. The radio told stories. Everyone smoked. Everything took longer. And the night was quiet. You did not have much, not by today's standards. No computer, no phone in your pocket, no air conditioning, no microwave, no internet, no streaming, no apps, no instant anything. You had a rotary phone attached to the wall. You had 3 channels on a television the size of a refrigerator. You had a radio that glowed in the dark. You had a screen door that slammed. You had a neighborhood that knew your name. You walked places. You waited for things. You made do. You fixed what broke. You saved what you could. You threw away almost nothing. You sat down for meals. You went to church on Sunday. You knew your neighbors. You played outside until the streetlights came on. You said yes, sir, and no, ma'am. You did what you were told. You did not talk back. You did not complain. You just lived. And here is the strange thing. You did not know you were living in the past. You thought this was just life, just normal, just the way things were. You did not know the milkman would disappear. You did not know the lunch counter would close. You did not know the department store downtown would become a parking lot. You did not know the screen door would be replaced by central air. You did not know the radio programs would move to television and then disappear entirely. You did not know the phone would become something you carried in your pocket. You did not know the quiet would be drowned out by 1,000 machines humming at once. You thought it would last forever. The routines, the rhythms, the reliability of it all. The milkman on Tuesday, laundry on Monday, church on Sunday, dinner at 6, the same neighbors, the same stores, the same streets. You thought this was permanent. You thought this was America. And it was, for a while. But nothing lasts forever. The world moved on. The suburbs spread. The malls opened. The downtowns emptied. The families scattered. The routines broke. The rhythms changed. The milkman stopped coming. The icebox was replaced. The coal furnace was torn out. The party line became a private line, became a cell phone, became a computer in your hand. The screen door came down. The television got bigger. The radio got smaller. The quiet disappeared. And now, 70 years later, you sit in a world that would be unrecognizable to that 7-year-old walking to school with a metal lunchbox. You sit in a world of instant everything, instant communication, instant food, instant entertainment, instant gratification. You do not wait for anything. You do not walk anywhere. You do not know your neighbors. You do not sit down for dinner. You do not listen to the radio in the dark. You do not hear the crickets. You do not hear anything. Just the hum of the machines. Just the glow of the screens. Just the noise. And sometimes, late at night, when the screens are off and the machines are quiet, you remember. You remember the weight of the rotary phone. You remember the sound of the screen door slamming. You remember the taste of a milkshake so thick you needed a spoon. You remember the feeling of walking home from the penny candy store with 5 pieces of candy in a paper bag. You remember the quiet, the kind of quiet that lets you hear everything, the kind of quiet that lets you think, the kind of quiet that lets you be. You cannot go back. You know that. The milkman is gone. The lunch counter's gone. The department store's gone. Mr. Kowalski is gone. The world moved on. And maybe that is okay. Maybe the 1950s were not perfect. They were not. There was segregation. There was inequality. There was conformity. There was fear. The Cold War, the bomb drills, the limitations, the lack of choices, the lack of freedom for so many. But there was also something else. Something harder to name. A pace, a rhythm, a sense of place, a sense of community, a sense of enough. You did not have everything, but you had enough. Enough food, enough space, enough time, enough quiet, enough connection, enough. And maybe that is what you miss. Not the rotary phone or the screen door or the milkman, but the feeling of enough. The feeling of being rooted, the feeling of knowing your place in the world, the feeling of sitting at the dinner table with your family, the feeling of walking home as the streetlights came on, the feeling of lying in bed and hearing crickets and knowing you were safe, the feeling of enough. So tonight, as you drift off to sleep in your climate-controlled bedroom with your phone charging on the nightstand and the hum of the world outside, think about that 7-year-old walking home from school, alone, with a metal lunchbox in 1956. Think about the screen door slamming, the radio glowing, the crickets singing, the quiet, the enough. And maybe just for a moment you will hear it again. That sound, that feeling, that world. And maybe just for a moment it will be enough. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this trip back to 1956, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment and let me know what you remember about the 1950s, or what your parents told you, or what you wish you could have experienced. I read every comment. And if you want to fall asleep to more stories like this, check out the channel on Spotify. The link is in the description. Until next time, sleep well. And remember, the past is never really gone. It is just quiet, waiting, like crickets on a summer night, like a screen door ready to slam, like a world that was enough. Good night.